Right now, remembrance only begins to describe it. Our state, the nation, the world in awe of this brave American hostage and her fighting spirit, even under cruel control.
Tonight, our team dedicated to honoring Kayla Mueller. ABC 15's Katie Rammel and Lauren Vargas are live in Prescott, where her family lives.
But first, a disturbing new revelation. Intelligence officials actually telling ABC News Kayla may have been given to an ISIS commander and then forced into marriage.
Yes, the U.S. had been tracking that commander. Kayla was often seen with him, suggesting he was her keeper. Terrorism experts say that wouldn't be unusual.
In the past, we've seen that ISIS has actually sold off women and young girls into the custody of their fighters on the front lines.
In her letter to her parents, Kayla said she was being treated with kindness as a guest. But one official who spoke to ABC News believes Kayla's captivity was never intended to be used as a bargaining chip.
Let's go back live to Prescott now, where Katie Rammel's outside the courthouse. And Katie, you know, I imagine that the mood there must be so difficult to describe.
You know, the best way to describe it, I think, is a lot of disbelief out here tonight, and also a lot of sadness, of course, for Kayla's family, not only for their loss, but for the secrets they had to keep for so long in the efforts to keep their daughter safe. The flags out here tonight are at half-staff, as they are all across the state, and a small but growing memorial across the courthouse here. Tonight, notes and flowers, angels left behind. I spoke with one man who was lighting a candle over there tonight, who struggles with how to make sense of all of this, as we all do. Moms and dads might not know how to talk to our kids about what's happening over there, or if we can even explain to them and try to make sense of it. He says he was just trying to find the right words for his aging mom and to comfort a friend of his who is a vet, who is in utter disbelief of what they're seeing happen over there. ABC 15's Lauren Vargas joining us now, and you've been up here, Lauren, since confirmation of this morning, hearing from family, hearing from friends, and I understand tonight you heard from a pastor, a spiritual leader, offering some words of comfort in this time.
Yeah, Katie, we spoke to a pastor here in town who also helps lead the international program Kayla was a part of at NAU, and he says he's really proud of the woman she became and hopes people will take a lesson away from this tragedy.
In some ways, Kayla is Prescott's child. In another way, she's America's child.
David Alberts is the senior pastor at Prescott United Methodist Church.
We think we're in Prescott, and that's a long way away from the world situation, but here we were in a rather sensitive kind of position to be in.
He and several church members had known about Kayla's kidnapping for months,
but had to be very careful about any way that we mentioned it, because we didn't want anything untoward to happen, to Kayla.
Despite the risks, he supported Kayla's decision to help the suffering across the globe.
Well, how could you tell a young woman like that, that you couldn't go? Right. She felt like she had to go.
And now that she's gone, her legacy will live on in Prescott forever.
When we think about this in the future, we'll say, well, no, here was a bold young woman, 26 years old, who had the verve to go out and address the world's problems personally.
Katie, it's clear Kayla touched so many lives in just 26 short years, but her parents are still not ready to speak with us tonight.
Understandably so. I know you were at the news conference today. There couldn't have been a dry eye in the group as people heard this, and I know that wherever people were throughout the day, watching it on TV, hearing it on the radio, they were tearing up as well. In fact, her family spoke. It was so, her aunt spoke. Her best friend spoke, so emotional, and also a pastor about her everlasting legacy.
We want to thank everyone for their love, support, and prayers at this difficult time.
We got word that she had been kidnapped. We were forced to hold our breath.
She was a free spirit, always standing up for those who were suffering and wanting to be their voice. It's hard to find that in this world. It's really rare. And it was her greatest strength.
She did ordinary things to extraordinary measures. She gave people food. She gave people water.
Kayla had such great empathy. The world wants to be more like Kayla. And if that is her legacy and the footprint that she leaves on the world, then that is a wonderful thing.
And they tried to silence her. They locked her up. They kept us silent out of fear. but now she's free.
In Kayla's letter to Marsha and Carl, she wrote, "I have come to see there is good in every situation. Sometimes we just have to look for it." And right now, that's what we're all trying to do.
So here we are in Prescott again. The last time so many of us were here covering 19 hotshots lost. Heartbreak for Prescott as they've been through a tragedy once before, and to experience this again with Kayla.
Such a peaceful, quiet, gorgeous place, and then have that happen is just beyond comprehension.
That's the saddest thing in the world. My heart bleeds for them, our prayers go out for them, and I'm sure that everybody in Prescott that is aware of it feels the same way.
So clearly tonight, Steve and Stephanie, this has become a young lady whose story has transcended not only age, but religion and community, as the entire world, their eyes are on Prescott tonight as this family only begins to heal.
I know where you're standing is the quintessential town square. It couldn't say Americana more there, and it's amazing what happens in that small town touches the rest of the world. Thanks so much, Kayla.